You join me today as we continue to try and find a little bit of consistency in our season. And also we have a third round FA Cup tie. That's all tied in with the fact that we're about to enter the transfer window. Hello and welcome to episode 92 of To Be a Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. As aforementioned in the intro, we have a game against Hull City, match day 26 in the Championship, a home match against them as we try and find a little bit of form to just get our season rolling again. And then we have an FA Cup third round tie against Luton Town at the Paracourt Stadium. We'll be playing them twice in a row. You won't see both of them in this episode. So that's what's happening today. Football Manager 24 has been announced. Videos and all sorts are flying around. If you haven't bought the game yet and you're thinking about buying it, I haven't got a discount code at our hands up at the moment. Fanatical have, I'm affiliate with Fanatical. They've not offered me a discount code. Fanatical, if you're watching this, please offer me a discount code. I'm sure I can sell some. But if you'd like to help me and help the channel, please use the link below in the description. It helps me, and just not that I want to make mountains of money out of it, but it does help the channel, and hopefully in future gives Fanatical the impetus to actually offer some discount codes as well, which is good for you. The other thing to mention is, if you do enjoy today's episode, to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That also helps me here on YouTube. It's the time of year when we need to sort of build a little bit of momentum going into FM24. And if you're looking forward to FM24 and my FM24 content, then please leave a comment below. I know some of you have done so already, and a very big thank you for doing that. Right, since you were last with us, I don't think we've actually played any games because we're following on here at the moment. Cardiff, a 1-0 win. Tyrese Omotoy on that occasion on 45 minutes. And then against Southampton, it was a 3-0 loss at St Mary's, and very disappointing that we did that. But new year, new dawn. Let's try and turn it around, keep this good ship going, and take us into the new year all looking good and dandy. Can we start the new year in game in good fashion against Hull City? We'll look at that in a moment. Just a recap on the Championship table for you as it stands going into the new year. 25 games played by all. Sunderland are top on 54 points. Then come Nottingham Forest on 51. Then in the playoff places, Reading on 49, West Brom on 49. We're tucked in behind them in 5th place on 46. And then Bristol City in 6th on 45. Also on 45, Stoke and Sheffield United. So it could all change there at the top. And then there's a 7-point gap down to Southampton, who are in 9th with Middlesbrough. And then Preston, Queen's Park Rangers and Ipswich Town currently in the drop zone. I'm not sure if Ipswich Town offered me a job and I turned it down. I really can't remember what happened with that, but they're in the drop zone, and if they did, then probably ruin the chance of actually giving me a job, to be fair. Not that we possibly would have taken it. I don't know. I think they did offer me a job interview, and I decided because they're down there and we're doing so well at the start of the season, we wouldn't entertain anything to do with that. I can tell you though, I have actually applied for a job in the Premier League. Let's have a quick look. If we go in here, Burnley, I've applied for it. They're currently 19th in the Premier League. It could be an end to the To Be a Legend series and trying to turn Burnley around. We need to sort out their badge as well, because they've got a new badge, of course. We'll do that if we go there. Right, without any more to do, let's have a look at the game against Hull City. We have played them already in this series 4 times. We've lost once, drawn once, actually beaten them last twice. Both of the times that we've beaten them has been at the MKM Stadium. We've only played them once at Edgeley Park. On that occasion, it was a 1-1 draw. Nathan Fraser after 54 minutes. Lewis Hall getting Hull equal level through the penalty spot after 85 minutes. So I'm expecting a fairly close affair today, and see if we can do transfer wise, because did say that we are going into the transfer window. We are indeed. Nobody in, but I can tell you, as I think we already knew, Ashley Fletcher has gone to Forest Green for 100,000, and he's sorted out our finances a little bit. Patrick Gamble, of course, going to Fylde on loan back in December because he wanted to go, so it was no point in hang on to him really to cause ourselves any problems. Transfer budget wise, we've got a transfer budget of 104. What? Maybe the money from Alex Fletcher. Alex Fletcher hasn't sort of kicked in yet, because it was around about there anyway. So I'm anticipating that will go up to about 200 or there or thereabouts. We have changed. We did have a news item which was about, if I can find it. There we go. Changed season expectations. We did up our expectations a little bit. So our budget, our wage budget, has increased from about 95,000 to 98,000, there or thereabouts, which means that as it stands, we've got about 11,000 pounds in the wage budget that we can sort out. So that will help us with any incomings, and of course, once hopefully that transfer budget finds its way through, which 100% of it transfer revenue is made available, hopefully that will give us a little bit of money to spend on players as well. More about that as the episode progresses. Let's get on with the episode and the games and have a look at the team that will face Hull City at Edgeley Park for our first game of the episode. Championship match day 26. And here is the team that will face Hull City for this one. Cartwright returns in goal, having been injured. He's come back, and he is in goal, replacing Xander Clark, who didn't do too bad in thing, but there's not much between them. So we'll see how that progresses. Tomlinson, Bridge, Joe Lewis and Mumba are our defensive line. Tomlinson staying out on the left-hand side because we did have an injury to Harrison Burrows, albeit it's not showing up on here. I am tempted to replace Tomlinson with Harrison Burrows. I should have looked at this before, but didn't do it, did I? And then I think what we'll do is put Tomlinson on the bench in place of Jake Lewis, possibly. Right, so that's a bit of a change around. So Burrows, Bridge, Joe Lewis and Mumba are defensive line. May and Hoare are in central midfield. Costello returns from injury, albeit we can only play him for about 60 minutes. He's out on the left as a winger. Obu is out on the right as an inverted winger. And then we're playing two up front. Lamar Gordon as the deep-lying forward, and Omatoy as the advanced forward. And the bench looks like this today. Clark, Sass Davis, Tomlinson, Richards, King, Burstow and Adrizzi. And this is how the two sides face up at Edgeley Park. We're playing our 4-2-2-2 or 4-2-4, whichever way you want to look at it. Hull City playing a defensive 5-2-1-2. Hull down in 18th on 24 points. We are 5th on 46 points. Confirmation of the two teams for you. First highlight after 3 minutes. Just to point out, the blue lines is because the forecast was for light snow, which I think is what this is supposed to be in here. And it's -3 to -1 to -3, and a bit breezy, very cold apparently. So that's why it is. So Mumba has the throw in. Throws it to Omatoy. Back to Mumba. Mumba goes forward, tries to cross it. It's got Omatoy there. Abu tidies up. Mumba. May finds Costello. Costello gets his 5th goal of the season. He's back. And with 4 minutes on the clock, we go a goal in front. That's a good start. Omatoy doing. In fact, I think Slater got ahead to that. But Abu tidying up. May saw Costello. Costello tucks it in at the near post. Goal kick now. Cartwright finds Costello. Costello heads it back to Bridge. Bridge comes forward. Finds Costello. Burrows. Bridge. Bridge finds Joe Lewis. Those are very short. And Sunset Bell is in. But Joe Lewis recovers. Oh dear. I've got worried then for a minute. Good job, Sunset. Oh, and he's done it again. What is going on? Oh, yeah. Talk about thrown away. Sunset Bell is in and he's tucked it away. What is the matter with you? Goodness me. That is deplorable. Let's go back and have a look at that again because I'm angry. As you probably have gathered, I am very angry. Costello gives the ball away first. In fact, I think this was the later one, wasn't it? Yep, this is the one. This is the goal. That was Costello. Having scored. So the question is, who did it prior to that? We can go back a bit further here. Bridge on this occasion. Bridge for Costello. Costello to Burrows. Back Bridge. Bridge back to Joe Lewis. But Joe Lewis recovering. Yeah. And Sunset Bell punishing us. Cartwright getting his hand to it, and he pushed it onto the post and into the back of the net. And they have a corner now. Oh, Cartwright's missed it. Oh, it's a comedy of errors. What is going on? We really want to throw this away. And that's over the top. And Bridge. Oh, man. It's a horror show. It's not Halloween. It's New Year, boys and girls. Oh. And Sunset Bell must have been offside there, surely. Oh, and it's... I'm not quite sure what to do. Oh, dear, that was a bit wayward as well. And half-time arrives. And, well... under the cosh, I think, is the word for that. 10 shots they had, 6 of which were on target. 1.52 on the old XG. 50% of the possession for Hull City. We've had 4 shots, just the 1 on target. 0.47 and 50% of the possession. Took the lead through Costello after 4 minutes. 3 minutes later, Sunset Bell brought them back level. With a comedy of errors ever since, really. And we need to sort ourselves out. Let's go and tell the boys exactly what I think. First highlight of this second half. 50 minutes on the clock, near enough. And Ross Stewart, not Rod Stewart, is on in place of Sunset Bell. caused us all sorts of problems in previous games. Let's hope he doesn't do it today. Abu is in. Oh, can he cross? It's got a deflection, and the goalkeeper comes and punches it. And who was that? May had a go. Goalkeeper was off his line, and May had a go. It's not cleared yet properly, but it's gone out now. And Warren with a free kick. Charisma. As that ball goes forward. We were looking to do a change. Burrows is there to Bridge to May. May crosses it for Mumba. Mumba finds Hoare. Hoare goes out wide to Abu. Abu couldn't control that. And we give up possession again, but Hoare goes back in and wins it. Joe Lewis. It was a poor ball from Joe Lewis in the end. And that ball through. Alahar is in. He scores his 5th goal of the season. We go 2-1 down after 62 minutes. Time for changes. It's time for changes. And a mix up there between Bridge and Cartwright. And Alahar scores. Question of whether he was offside or not. I think Bridge just keeping him on. And so with 62 minutes on the clock, making 4 of our 5 changes at this juncture in time, changing our formation very, very slightly. We've gone more to a 4-3-3 formation. May and Hoare are now as defensive midfielders. Then we've also got Eli King, who's come on in place of who's come on in place of he's coming on place of Dara Costello. He is a central midfielder on attack. We've then moved Omotoy out to the left. Drizzy has replaced Abu on the right. Burstow comes in place of Lamar Gordon up front. And Mungo Bridge, who wasn't having a good game, he's come off. And Billy Sass Davis has come on for him to shore up our defensive line. And we're obviously with Burstow on the pitch now, looking to try and get back at least on level terms. They have a free kick now. Quizmera. Palestri comes forward and allowed him acres of space as we try and defend this. It's a long cross, and that one's shot over the top. And with 74 minutes on the clock, our final change. Taylor Richards comes on for Adam May, and Eli King drops back into that sort of defensive midfield positions on defence. In fact, let's put him on as a support. And then Richards moves into the attacking playmaker role. Sat behind Burstow. We need to find that breakthrough if we can. And no way through. We've lost the second game on the trot. We are in trouble, I think. I just don't know what to do. It just doesn't seem to, as I said, a comedy of errors, really. Our own mistakes that we weren't making earlier in the season, we're making now for some unearthly reason. 15 shots, 6 on target, 1.35. Better second half, 51% of the possession. Be interested to see the usual graph. They have 15 shots, 9 of which were on target, 2.28 on the XG, 49% of possession. They just a bit more clinical than us, really. And, yeah, we're going to be slipping down the table at this rate. Well, not catastrophic in the scheme of things. We have dropped down to 8th, but when you look at the teams around us, there's only 3 points between us and 4th place, and 6 points between us and Nottingham Forest, who are in 3rd as it currently stands. But we won't need many days like today before we start to cause ourselves problems, really, and we need to really put a stop to that rot as soon as we can. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it. I think Lamar Gordon, I think we might, I don't think we can cancel the I don't think we can cancel the loan, but I think he needs to go. The the transfer window is going to be the key to whether we finish top end of the table this season, or even potentially in the playoff places or not, I think, as the case may be. So not catastrophic, but we can't let this go on for too much longer. Well, as we usually look at this screen, it says here first half wasn't great for Buxton, who really struggled for a lot of this period. Scored that goal early on, and then, as you see, they sort of embedded in, really. Buxton were strong in the second half and were superior to Hull City after half-time, despite them getting that other goal. But we couldn't find a way through, which at the end of the day, you can't find a way through, you're not going to win games. Well, there's nothing else to report in news. 7 days has passed by and nothing really happening transfer-wise either. The finances don't seem to have updated themselves, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to the 100,000 that is supposed to be coming from Forest Green Rovers, unless it's a delayed transfer. I'm not sure. Can we find out? I'm not sure we can find out. Can we? Can we find out? Does this tell us? There must be a way of checking to see what the deal was. I need to check that out. If you know, let me know, because I'm perplexed at the minute. I'm sure we should be able to see here somewhere. But I can't. So anyway, long and short of it is there's nothing happening. As I say, no money's come in, and we're still as we were. Right. Luton Town then in the FA Cup third round. We'll play them again in a week's time in the Championship. Our past meetings against Luton Town have played them 3 times this series so far. Last season we beat them at Edgeley Park 3-0. Nathan Fraser getting a hat-trick on that occasion. Then we played them at the Power Court Stadium, beating them 4-0. Williams, Fletcher, Costello and Drizzy on that occasion. And then we played them earlier this season, managed to play out a 2-2 draw. Boo after 5 minutes. They got level after 13. Kamoy Low taking the lead for Luton Town after 75. 3 minutes deep into injury time. Joe Tomlinson saving our blushes. We need a better result than that today. Unbeaten against them so far this series. Can we get that to continue? Let's try. And this is the team that will face Luton Town in this Emirates FA Cup third round match. Cartwright is in goal. Sass Davis, Jake Lewis and Joe Lewis are defensive threes. You see, we have switched back to the 3-4-2-1 formation. Scanlon comes back in. May and King in that central midfield. Tomlinson out on the right. Scanlon and Tomlinson playing as the complete wing backs. Gordon, and that's not right. He needs to be an inverted winger. Let's get this set right. That'll readjusted it. So Lamar Gordon playing on the left. His preferred position, to be fair, as an inverted winger. Abu out on the right, and I think he prefers to be an inverted winger as well. So that's what we will set him at. There we go. And Burstow leads the attack up front on this occasion. Prefers to be a poacher. Let's set him as a poacher. Don't think there's a lot in it, but we'll set him as a poacher. And then on the bench, Clark, Adolphin, Williams, McDonald, Hoare, Costello, Cooper, Richards, and Drizzy. And this is how the two sides line up. Because we're in the FA Cup, we get a slightly different screen. Steve Davis, not the snooker player, is the manager at Luton Town. And this is how they set up. Stepford in goal, Truffert, Willis, Burke and Warmerleton are the defensive line. Murphy and Campbell playing as defensive midfielders in front of them. And it's Doughty, Vincent Day and K.A. Are the attacking midfielders, with Adebayo up front. Wise, Keane, Smallburn, Blanchford, Renamota, Ramirez, Kent, Johnson and Penman all make the bench. As teams come out, confirmation of those teams again for you. First highlight, 3 minutes in. It's Joe Lewis with a throw into Burstow. Burstow finds King. King to Jake Lewis. Jake Lewis comes forward. Holds the ball up. King. King finds Tomlinson. Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis tries to get it through to Abu, but it was a poor ball from Joe Lewis in the end. And Luton get the play, but May comes back and defends well. Tracking back there. Joe Lewis finds Jake Lewis. Oh, and a poor ball from Jake this time. All the way back to Cartwright. We'll try again. Joe Lewis. King. Abu. Abu finds Burstow. Burstow! Oh, that was coming down, but too high in the end. Cartwright with a goal kick to Jake Lewis. Has Sass Davis to his left. Back to Sass Davis. Sass Davis to May. Scanlon. Sass Davis. Jake Lewis. Jake Lewis to May. May comes forward. King. Still early days, but Luton win that ball. But Abu is in. Picked up a yellow card as well, I notice. Abu. Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Abu. Abu through to Gordon. And Lemar Gordon playing on that left side. We said that it's his preferred position. And I think that's his 4th of the season. We'll check that one out in a bit. Abu to Tomlinson, and we go 1 up after 9 minutes. Abu, lovely through ball, and Lemar Gordon strikes it to the near post. Tomlinson with a throw on that far side. He's picked up a yellow card as well, I notice. Scanlon finds King, finds May. May trying to create some space. Eli King. Sass Davis, who was forward for that corner, or throw-in. King. Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis finds Jake Lewis. King. King, who's lost the ball in the tackle, but Joe Lewis is there to tidy up. Good bit of backtracking here. Abu. Abu through to Burstow. Burstow misses the target. He's missed the barn door. No more highlights in that first half. Abu is having a good game today, I have to say. We've had 9 shots, 3 on target, 1.24 on the XG, 61% of the possession. So far, so good. They've had 6 shots, just the 1 on target, 0.58 and 39% of the possession. Yeah, Abu having a good game, 8.2 at the moment. Joe Tomlinson probably not having such a good game in that right wing-back position. But so far, so good. Let's see more of the same in the second half, please, lads. First highlight of the second half, 15 minutes in. And Luton Town launching a long one. Scanlon brings that down nicely. Sass Davis. Jake Lewis. An early goal in this second half would settle the nerves a little bit. Abu. King through to Abu. Burstow! And Burstow bursts out the net with his 20th goal of the season. We've changed him to a advanced forward, and with 51 minutes on the clock. But he's offside. Just realised. Oh, yeah, just gone a little bit too early. He was just offside. And with nearly 67 minutes on the clock, making one change, Hakeem Adofin is on for Joe Tomlinson, who's not had a good day and has picked up a yellow card as well. So to avoid any further problems, that is the one change for the moment. Sass Davis with a free kick deep in our half. Odofin has the first touch, and he's lost control of that ball, really. Never really had it under control properly. Jake Lewis fires that one back. But, and they're in here. And they've got ourselves at a level on 79 minutes. And it's 1-1. Jake Lewis firing that back. Ramirez and Truffert. Blanchford got in front of Sass Davis. And it's in the back of the net. And with 79 minutes on the clock, making 3 more changes. Joe Lewis has come off, and we've brought on Harry Williams for him. Adam May coming off in central midfield, and McLean Hoare coming on for him. And then we've taken off Mason Burstow, who not finding a way through today despite having a goal ruled out. And Costello leads the attack for the rest of the game. No more highlights, and it goes to a replay. We'll take them to Edgeley Park. 1-1 draw. We were in the lead for 70 minutes, and Blanchford getting up there. It's pretty even Stevens, to be fair. 12 shots, 4 on target for Luton. 12 shots, 4 on target for ourselves. 1.39 against 1.32 on the XG. 58% percent of the possession against 42% of the possession. We should have won that game and basically knocked them out of the park, but we didn't manage to do so. David Abu having a good game, an 8.2. Lamar Gordon getting the goal for us on the left side of midfield, but it wasn't to be our day in the end. They got back into the game, and we just should never have let them get back into the game, and it's disappointed. Let's go and have a look. We'll be in the draw for the 4th round, which will come up at the start of the next episode. But let's have a look and see where the replay fits in the schedule first. So 2 games on the trot against Luton Town turns into 3 games on the trot. Oh, dearie me. Right, we were going to come back from Millwall and Portsmouth, but as it's now gone to a replay, it's going to be Luton and Preston in the next episode. We will play Luton offline again at the Power Court Stadium. We'll come back for the 3rd round replay, and then the game against Preston, both at Edgeley Park, in the next episode. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up. Still, we can't turn this around a lot. We really can't do it. Big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That'll keep you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend. And, of course, our other series at the moment, Project Turnarounds and new series as they are released. Probably at FM24 for new series now. Talking about FM24, don't forget, it's in the description below, the link to go and purchase FM24. No discount from me, I'm afraid, so it would just be the standard discount from Fanatical. But if you do mind paying that just a little bit extra, it does help me and the channel. If you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel, the best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideToo. New episodes of To Be a Legend currently released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. So join me for the next episode. It'll be episode 93. It's out on Monday. Until then, I wish you a very good weekend. Till then, goodbye.